Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Yesterday I made a video talking about the James Bond, Mr. Ben Wallace, who is I think the Minister of Defense or something, Intelligence, something like that in Great Britain. He's a very knowledgeable person. Anyway, so he said something which I have to say I agree with. He said he called Russia's Black Sea fleet just a coastal, I don't know, coastal ship, coastal fleet or something like that. The mighty Sevastopol Russian fleet. I think so. It's just a coastal fleet, but it seems like it gets the job done. That's all what matters. You don't need to put all kind of feathers on your fucking ass to be more important when you're gonna show up and have a speech, deliver a speech. You have to just deliver the speech. You don't have to, you know what I mean? But anyway, this guy lives in that kind of country where, as I said, form sometimes, or at least is more important than substance nowadays. So obviously he wanted, I don't know what he wanted to do, the Russian fleet in the Black Sea. I don't know, use every night some fireworks or something, or what exactly he wanted them to do. Anyway, let's move on. What happens here? This article comes from Ukrainska Pravda from December 23rd, 2022, today. Russia brought Kalibr cruise carriers, into Black Sea for the first time since massive bombardment of 16th of December. So maybe that's gonna mark another massive bombardment for Christmas? No, they're not gonna do anything for Christmas. I guarantee you that. They will do it after, but not for Christmas. Why? Because everybody's gonna point out, look how pagan the Russians are. So Russia brought Kalibr carriers into Black Sea for first time since massive bombardment of December 16. On December 23rd, today, Russian ships carrying 3M-54 Kalibr cruise missiles entered the Black Sea for the first time since December 16, when the Russian Federation conducted a massive bombardment of Ukraine using Kalibr missiles in particular. So your ass is on fire now, you're scared, homie. Yes, like, anyway. Quote, 9 enemy cruisers are currently on combat duty in the Black Sea. One of them carries Kalibr missiles on board with a total salvo of 4 missiles. I think, Ben Wallace, you were right. I give you that one. 2 more Russian ships are currently in the Sea of Azov. Russia keeps 9 ships in the Mediterranean Sea on combat duty, 5 of them carrying Kalibr missiles on board with a total salvo of 72 missiles. That tells you what's more important in the Mediterranean, on the Black Sea, Ukraine or Syria and that bullshit over there. Now, on December 23rd, air alarm sounded in most of Ukraine's regions except the country's west. Previously, interlocutors of the Ukrainska Pravda from intelligence services reported that Russia will probably carry out another massive missile attack on Ukraine on 22 or 23 December. Boy, you're done. Why? Here is almost noon, right? So over there it must be about 8 o'clock p.m. and I haven't heard anything yet about any bombardment. And this is the 23rd. So that was bullshit, and that was based on what? The intelligence services. If you know what I mean, intelligence services, yes. That was not misinformation, it was disinformation. I'm telling you, the Russians will not do anything on the 24th and 25. I would be 99.9% surprised if the Russians are going to conduct on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day anything. But hey, this is war after all. You want to make sure that you catch him while he's having sex and he doesn't have the guns on him. So yeah, could be. But do you think the Ukrainians are just going to be stupid? They don't know what to do. They will be in high alert, especially probably on those days. But I don't think they will do it, because I don't think the Russians want to push the Ukrainian population even further than it's already pushed. Background. on December 16, the Russians fired 76 missiles at Ukraine, of which 72 were cruise missiles, KH-101 Kalibr, KH-22, and 4 KH-59/KH-31P guided air missiles from the Caspian Sea and Black Sea regions. 60 of these were shot down by Ukraine's air defense systems. Yes, and by the way, that fucked up what? Almost 40% of the energy delivery and electricity in Ukraine. So if 12, how many? I think it were 72 out of, no, the 60 out of 72 or something like that, wasn't that? Yeah, there was, so, no, fired 76 missiles. 76 missiles, they shot down 60, that leaves what? 16 missile. All those, remember, Russia has an accuracy rating of 20%. So if we have 16, let's make it to what? 20%, you get what? A BS, not even what? 4, let's say 4. So that means 3 missiles might have reached their targets. That means with 3 missiles, the Russians destroyed 40% of the infrastructure that Ukraine was not able to provide electricity to 40% of its country or something like that. No, I don't believe that. Unless we go to this improbable situation where we have the 16 missiles that escaped, were not shot down, hit, all of them were in the category of those 20% of the 76, and all of them hit the infrastructure and blew up 40%. Very improbable. If you know a little bit of arithmetics and mathematics, you will realize it's very improbable circumstance, all right? All of them to hit, with 16 destroying all of them. And because why? 60 were blown up, shot down. Let me take my violin. I mean, maybe the tards over there who are watching right now, I don't know what the fuck, stupid program on the regular TV, if you know what I mean, and enjoying their lives that way. Probably they say, yeah, man, yeah, that's happened, yeah, okay. Well, fortunately, we live with them. Why? Because if we are the better ones, we should succeed, right? So that's why sometimes when I look, unfortunately, at our society and I see how these guys are dumbing my society down, or any society, I'm talking about the guys over there, I'm thinking, well, let them do it. Why? I'm going to take care of my kids, I'm going to take care of my grandkids, I'm going to take care of them. So I'm assuming that I'm going to provide them with knowledge, information, I will provide them with enough weapons, intellectual weapons, and moral weapons to survive and beat those guys, because it's a competition here, okay? Succeed in life versus a very low competition. Low because of those guys who are dumbing down those guys and trying to dumb down me. So I'm okay with that to a certain extent, because my kids will have a lower competition, I think, but that's also a very egotistic way of seeing things. But on the other hand, these are my kids, those are not my kids. So who do I love? These guys. Do I hate those? No, doesn't imply that. But I have to realize that my kids that I love, I want them to succeed. I want them to succeed too, but not at the expense of my children. I want them to be smart, but I want my kids to be smarter. I mean, who doesn't think that way? I don't know what to tell you, my friends. Then go and, starve your kid and give all your food to the neighbor's kids. Oh, we're doing that with Ukraine, don't we? Wasn't the Prime Minister of Italy, Meloni, told her people, the Italians, to turn off the light and don't use heating for about an hour to support Ukraine? Off, if you know what I mean. What's going to be next? Sell my car? What's going to be next? Go and work extra hours for Ukraine to show my support? No, don't open that door at all. Don't open that door, because if you open that door, all of us who have, we all have it, but a person says, no, I don't have it. Okay, all right, know yourself first. We have the tyrant syndrome inside of us. Somewhere in our gene, there's a tyrant little nerve. Now, if you touch that, there's going to be zzz. That is, if you give the opportunity of a organism, which I'm an organism, you're an organism, if we'll give us the opportunity, that little nerve will take over. and will try to push further and further and further and take over. That's why don't allow these guys to open the door. We had masks here. That was a... and we had mandates here. Okay? This how was the nerve. All over the place. And what did we do? We were the land of the free. We did... Okay. The Chinese did something. They say, oh, enough is enough. But we say, okay, let me drive my car with a mask on. There's nobody with me, but I'm going to drive with mask on. That's because we have weak segments of the population. They never experience shit. They're not living. They are just, how do you call it, staying alive. That's all what they do. They are alive. They're not living their lives. Give them the beer or whatever they eat or they drink. Give them a TV. Give them a house. If they can work from house, perfect. And just stay over there, germ-free. Pay someone else to do the grocery. And they just stay home. And then they die. That's their life. Yes, and they're gonna meet whomever's gonna meet after we all die. Say, what did you do this in this life, Gigi? I stayed alive. You know that Bee Gees song, Staying Alive, Staying Alive? That's what they did. Just stayed alive. Nobody attacked them. Nobody did anything to them, but they survived. Yeah, man, it was such a... I lived through such a hard life, but I succeeded, man. I stayed alive. Yes. What the fuck did you do? I stayed home and I watched TV, drank my beer, not interact with my neighbors because it's a pandemic out there. So I stayed home and I survived. Well, and those guys vote, and I would vote you and say, well, you know what? I want to live my life. I want to go outside. I want to interact with whomever wants to interact with me. I want to go. I want to go in the mountains. I want to go to the lakes. I want to swim. I'm going to want to see things. I want to experience. I want to live life. I want to do stuff. I want to get engaged in stuff. I want to build stuff. No, you can't. You can't, says the guy who stays in the room. No. That's not safe for you to be. You expose me. How in the fuck I expose you if you fucking stay in your freaking house? Stay there. Go in your fucking basement. Leave me alone. So yeah, that's the great, the great society we have, dumbing us down. So to come back to our not subjects. We don't have subjects anymore. We are subjects of these guys, but anyway, Russia brought Kalibr missiles, coastal, how do you call it? Coastal Navy fleet, whatever, what it is. This is it, my friends. I don't expect anything, as I said, happening in the next 2 days in Ukraine, but you never know, right? The possibilities are big, the probabilities are slim. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.